am I? This is weird. 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 I am definitely not in America anymore. Hey, I'm that American in New Zealand, and there is some mighty strange stuff going on over here, if you ask me. I want to see if you agree with me, so stick till the end. First of all, let's talk about New Zealand sports. Now, in another video I made, I only just mentioned the All Blacks and Tall Blacks, your rugby and basketball teams, and the comments really poured in about how much you all loved them. I read them, I loved them, so much pride. Now, here's the deal though. It's weird, as an American, to be driving around and virtually see no sports paraphernalia. I don't see flags in people's yards, signs, and what is especially surprising, no bumper stickers. And I gotta tell you, I love it. I really appreciate the fact that you can love your sports teams and at the same time not feel the need to plaster stickers that will never, ever come off your car. And in fact will substantially lower its resale value. Resale value. It's refreshing. I come from a land where there are cars that look like this, and that goes for political affiliations as well. I mean, why would you want strangers knowing your stance in politics? Do you want to not make friends with half the population before even meeting them? And be stuck with Kanye 2020 tattooed on your bumper forever? Speaking of sports, another weird thing that really takes me off guard as I'm walking down the street is the amount of American sports team apparel that people are wearing here. Hats, jerseys, t-shirts. I'm like, have you all actually been to a Raiders game? Did you all go together? But it's not just sports. Really, it's American places and schools too. Like random American universities. I mean, ever since we've lived here, it's everywhere. Shirts with Harvard, Yale, even my alma mater, University of Nebraska. And I don't know. Obviously, I'm not into fashion. I keep things pretty simple, but is that just all of a sudden cool now? It's just weird because I've seen more people here wearing South Carolina Community College of Dental Hygiene, like very specific, than I've seen in 30 years living in the States. I'm just saying it's odd, and I have to stop myself from going up to people and say, hey, I went there too. Next are these Chinese food takeaway restaurants that are everywhere. You know what I'm talking about. I've never actually been in one, but they all look exactly the same. Kind of sketchy. They promote Coca-Cola and cookie time hard, and they have lots of very poorly done colorful window writing and display a pretty gross looking photograph of like every single food item that they sell, which is like all $6 somehow. But that's not the weird part. The weird part is that these Chinese restaurants also serve fried chicken, French fries, pizza. I don't even know what to say. Have you tried these places? Are they any good? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Maybe I'm missing out. You know, another weird thing to me as an American is seeing utes on the road. Mainly because that's not a word or a type of vehicle that exists in the States. And for those of you who do not know what that is, it's when a sports car and a truck fall in love and have a baby. Aww. Now, I personally find them unattractive, unappealing, ugly. But I do think they're probably handy for moving stuff around quickly. And there are a lot of them, so people must enjoy them. So there's that. Speaking of ugly, here in New Zealand, if you happen to be a cigarette smoker, you're gonna be spending a lot of your time with a horror movie of a box. Yikes. Pictures, like actual photos, not like fun cartoony images of brain, throat, lung cancer. Nasty stuff. I think the idea is to shame you and scare you into not smoking at all, and actually it's working because the rates keep going down each year. But are those stressed out people just drinking beer instead on their lunch breaks? Probably. I have heard a lot of workplaces introducing Thirsty Thursdays around here. So this is a weird one for me and most definitely every American who comes to visit. Apparently, Kmart is not dead. We thought she was gone forever in like 1998, but boy oh boy, I was sure wrong. She just moved over here and didn't tell us. Now, if you're a Kiwi, let me just clue you in that Kmart in the USA is known for being the worst store of the lower end stores. That's why they were all closed. They were just super gross and old. Now, another thing just to touch on that I've heard from several Kiwis over here is that they want Walmart to come here. Okay, no you don't. Walmart is like Kmart's trashy cousin. She's just as gross, but her mom taught her to kind of dress for her body type and put on some makeup. That's really all. I'm telling you, the store you want that is still inexpensive but way better quality, Target. Get that lovely lady over here and you are set. Now, I know Target is just a furniture store over here, but in the States, nothing like that. There's a fly. It's very loud. I wonder if you can hear it in the video. You can see it in the video. Please hold. You know why there was a fly? Because there's no screens here. Just saying. Groceries, clothes, pharmacy. I mean, I knew many parents who would just take their kids there just to walk around and look at stuff. It's what you want. Hey, if you find these videos helpful or entertaining or maybe even both and you want more content like this, would you please subscribe to my channel? You won't regret it, I promise. You know what else is weird about New Zealand? There is a time and day difference between here and the States. I know what you're thinking. Maybe, just maybe, that's not weird at all. But maybe it is weird that no one can figure out what that time difference is. I'm talking to you, all my friends and family back home. Just saying, each and every time I get a call at 2 a.m. or a happy birthday call the day after my actual birthday, they followed up with, well, sorry if this is the wrong time to call. I know there's a time difference, but I don't know what it is, so... Okay, so listen up. Let me just explain how you can tell what time it is here. Ready? Hey Siri, what time is it in all of New Zealand?
It's 10:03 a.m. in Wellington.
Huh. Hey Siri, what day is it in New Zealand?
It's Wednesday, September 21st, 2022 in Wellington.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, because it's 2022 and you can do that. That's a mic drop. You know, this one may have changed in these last few years. I try to avoid the news at all costs, so it very well could have, but I'll just say that generally, coming from America with all of our very controversial politicians and their goings-on, and then coming here, it's a little pathetic what gets people worked up, historically at least. Like, a Kiwi the other day said to me that the biggest scandal was that the Prime Minister got a speeding ticket, and that got everyone in a huff, and they chewed on that for a good long time. Put it in papers, a lot of gossip. I mean, if you only knew what our leaders do, it is quite a weird and nice change not having real crazy political characters doing wild things like every single day. This one is weird to me, but I'm sure other countries do it too. It's the whole date thing. Listen, I get it. America is always the one to do the inconvenient thing, but honestly, in this case, I think we're right. Or maybe just more logical. Hear me out. Here's the deal. Why don't we just have how we write the date be in order of how we say the date? Doesn't that make sense? Like, oh hey, what's today? Oh, well, it's October 4th, 2022. Okay, so why wouldn't we write it 10/4/22? Why would we ever write the day first? I don't get it. I don't get it. Weird. By the way, if you're enjoying this, give me a like, would you? It would really help support me so I can keep making these very fun, informative videos for you. Here is another one that is weird and maybe someone can explain it to me, but New Zealand grows so many kiwi fruit. Well, why is it weird? Well, kiwis naturally grow very well in China. In fact, a New Zealander first brought the seeds back over way back in 1906 when they were called Chinese gooseberries. And since China's marketing department has always been like the worst, New Zealand renamed them after another brown fuzzy creature, the kiwi. Now what I don't get is why. From the looks of it, it is quite an investment. Kiwi farms have extensive pole and wiring systems with a gigantonormous netting deal over the top. I had no idea until I saw one. Plus you need people to pick the kiwis. Plus they're really tricky to grow depending on the weather that year. Just saying, it seems like there are easier crops to grow. Another fruit here that surprised me to see in the grocery store was pineapple. Not that it shouldn't be there, but that they cut off that cute green little bit on the top. In the States, we only know pineapples with that fun, wacky hairdo, and I mean, they look like your fun skateboarding cousin. And if they had a shirt on, it would be Hawaiian. Now, it's probably for a good reason, like saving room when shipping them over, but it's still weird to me. I also noticed, and I've said this in another video, that there are not a lot of apartment buildings here, which I thought was really really nice actually, but weird also. Because the prices of houses are super high, as well as rental prices. So it just more so surprised me, I guess, that there aren't more budget options for housing outside the majorly big cities. Just interesting. The smaller towns in the US are littered with apartment buildings, often quite inexpensive, but also not very nice. You know, New Zealand has more than just weird stuff. I've also noticed some things that I just love about them from living here, so you should definitely check out this next video to learn about that. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye. Resale value. Well, what do I do now?